What's going on, everybody? It is another post-match live fan reaction, and I'm your host, AJ. And yeah, kind of a meaningless game in a sense, but a better performance from Atlanta United when it doesn't really matter, when it doesn't really count. 1-1 draw versus San Diego FC at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And yeah, it was another error. We just can't stop making errors on the pitch. It's a new person, Steven Alzate. Yeah, I mean, it just is so contagious. It seems like every time we get scored on, it seems like there's just something that we self-inflict onto ourselves. But we'll get into it. We'll bring on our guests as well shortly. But yes, if you haven't already and you're watching right now, hit that like button. It helps us out so much. And if you're new around here as well, hit that subscribe button. Don't be a freeloader. But yeah, we're here for you. Rain, shine, thunder, everything. There were some crazy just pop-up showers near the stadium today. It seemed like there was just a cloud over the Benz, but luckily we did not get rained on in terms of goals. It was not as bad as the game versus Columbus Crew, but San Diego actually really didn't seem like they were very much in the game per se. We actually had the better of the chances in the first half as well, but they didn't really need many chances. They very much on just a really hospital ball for Alzate, and yeah, Alzate just really got pounced on, didn't really have much time, a very poor touch, and unfortunately they were able to ping it around the box and score easily at our back post where Hibbert didn't really have a chance. But as far as, just Atlanta goes, there were a lot of shots. We really were trying to go for it. It was a different look as far as the 11. You had Saba on the right, Miggy on the left. Ranchuk returned to the 11. And then you also had, as far as Ronaldo Hernandez returning to the, he was in the 11. He returned to the right back position. And also Sleesh as well, with his yellow card accumulation, came into midfield. Barakal came in for Mihai after his error last week. It's just error after error, and it's just something that we cannot stamp out. It's just outrageous. But Tiare looked absolutely dangerous, imperious even at some points. He won the penalty. That's the second game in a row that he won a penalty, and it's the second game in a row that Miggy scores a penalty. And this time he goes his patent bottom left, and yeah, hit it well enough, hard enough that the keeper couldn't do anything about it. The keeper also kind of stood on his head a little bit, kind of annoying. It was just one of those games where not only that, we couldn't find we couldn't find shots on goal. It was just chance after chance. We're in the box, and it's just the yips. That, or we take too long, extra touches. It's just nothing from the run of play. It's just outrageous. But yeah, let me get the other guests in here to be ready. But yeah, it's one of those games where, you play against such good opposition, number one in the Western Conference, and we look kind of competent. Sans that error. It's just beyond that, it's the final ball. And that's been the Achilles all season. Just cannot put the ball in the back of the net with regularity from the run of play. Has to be a, yeah, you know, it looks like it's got to be a dead ball situation for us to score. And, you know, yes, last match it was a little bit different where we were able to score from the run of play, but that I think is an anomaly when you're down 5 and you essentially have to really pretty much throw caution to the wind. And it's a different situation. But yes, we do have our first guest in here. Let me press some buttons. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep. To try to get everything looking right before he gets on here. My screen continues to go black, so bear with me, peoples. But here we go. Yes, yes, yes. We are good now. Boom. We've got the graphic. We've got the guest. It is Drew. Welcome in. 1-1 draw. Ooh, yeah, definitely a lot of shots. We'll give it that. Whether they were...
I was gonna say, it was at least a entertaining 1-1 draw. I'll give it that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely. If you like shots, this is here. This is it. Yeah, I have a feeling that there might be other types of shots later, as we kind of alluded to in our Discord a little bit. But yes, so yeah, whether it's whiskey, tequila, what's your weapon of choice tonight?
I've got rum tonight, so.
Ooh, okay. What's the type of rum? I love me some Kraken.
I had a bottle of Kraken next to me at one point. Right now it's just Bacardi.
Bacardi, still delicious. Well, let us know how you found the match.
Honestly, it was interesting. The fact that we were able to come out, especially with a very good possession team, and kind of just sit back and kind of let them come to us. And we did very well in staying very compact, and they were struggling to break us down. And that's a good sign for us. That shows that when we decide and we set up and game plan to play a lot more defensively, we can do it. And if it wasn't for the horrible error at the back that led to their goal, I don't think they get a goal in this game. They had a couple chances late, but other than that, most of the game it was barren for them. And that was kind of shocking for me to see, is this team that has been so good away from home with their style of play being basically shut down.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I mean, yeah, that first half, I didn't really think that they really breached the goal until that error. And it, unfortunately, or it breached the box really even. It was really barren, like you're mentioning. Yeah, I mean, it's like, as far as us stymieing them, you know, our mid-block really didn't give them very much space to operate in. And on top of that, yeah, I think we were getting more of the better chances. We were being more direct. We were playing the ball over the top. Tiare was kind of running rampant on them. And yeah, it was just a matter of if we could stay on side.
Yeah, exactly. And we did really well in that first half of kind of playing that ball over the top and kind of letting Tiare run onto that. And if he had a little bit better finishing and composure, I think he has a brace this game. He had multiple chances and very good quality chances to put the ball in the back of the net. And yeah, we didn't take those opportunities, but I look at this game as one of our most positive this year.
Mm-hmm.
the fact that we were able to first be solid defensively and limit the chances on our goal, and then we were able to actually produce a bunch of chances ourselves, which has been a struggle for us this year. We have been outshot so many times in so many games. The fact that we were able to dominate the shot statistic this game was kind of impressive for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there were moments where San Diego, they were just as direct and they were passing very crisply. And it seemed like, yeah, if they were able to, I think probably similarly, find that final ball, I think they were probably in. And yeah, it just seemed to elude us as well. Tiare's touch kind of betrayed him in some moments. Yeah, and it's just, you know, I think to the moment where, you know, he takes that extra touch trying to round the keeper, and there's a penalty shout. VAR looks at it, nothing doing. But it's that one where I feel like he has to try to left-footed chip. It's difficult.
Yeah,
but I think he has to one-time it, and yeah.
Yeah, and that's something that has always plagued Tiare is he is chaos. He's always been a player that thrives in chaos.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, his touch sometimes lets him down. If he had some better touches, he would be an amazing striker for us, honestly. Because there's a couple chances in this game where you're just like, if he keeps that ball under control, he's in alone and putting a shot on target. But the ball gets caught up under his feet. He has to circle back. He has to turn his back, and the play dies there. And unfortunately, that's kind of, he's our backup for a reason. And the fact that he's getting these minutes and doing as well as he is good. But he's our backup.
Right. I have a question for TRA for you guys later on when you and Nick are both on. So if I don't ask you guys, remind me. But yeah, okay. I mean, it's when Atlutd came on. Honestly, he looked a little bit lightweight, unfortunately. He got bullied, and it seemed like a kind of stark difference of, the same balls almost pretty much over the top, but he wasn't able to, you know, kind of be as imperious as Tiare with pretty much trying to get, you know, pretty much on the end of them. He got pushed off the ball, and it was... just a little bit to that effect where it's like, oh man, like if only he was also match fit. But yes, we do have Nick as well. Welcome in.
Hey, how are you?
Doing okay. It's not a blowout. It
could be worse.
Yeah, it's really they didn't hang 5 on us, so I think we should probably feel okay, but you know, I'm not gonna tell you. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you guys how to feel, but let us know how you feel, Nick.
I feel, using my therapy words, that it was fine. You know, like if Hibbert and the center backs are gonna play like that, and you know, sometimes the other team's gonna score on you, and they scored a good goal on us. And if Almiron's going to play like that, I think it's going to be okay next year. And it's kind of where I'm at. I think nobody was terrible. Like last week, we kind of came on here and we're like, everybody was terrible because everyone was terrible. And this week, I'm like, okay, nobody was bad. Nobody was horrific. Because, like, obviously things to get better and none of these games matter. But could have been worse. It was fine.
Yeah.
Check your box. You played the game.
And in the sense of it not mattering, I mean, it definitely was mattering for San Diego. They're going for supporter shield, and so they're only 2 points ahead.
Oh yeah.
And this, you know,
and they ran their starting 11 out there too.
So 2 drop points, you know, I mean, I think they're learning that the league is, yeah, there's margins. And even though we're in the doldrums, like, we still are playing for some pride, and especially at home. Away will be a different story. That's really, I think, the telltale and the test there. But, I mean, you know, that first half, like, how'd you find that first half?
I mean, I don't want to say it was bad. Like, I was much more encouraged by the second half. I think that's not to give Ronnie too much credit, because, you know, we don't do that around here all the time. But I thought they came out and looked pretty good in the second half, to be honest. Like, the first half, there was clearly a couple, like, they looked a little flat. I think I'm a little done with Alexi at the 10. I just don't think it connects. I don't think it works. And I think I'm just done with it. Even when they were down 5-1, 5-2 last week, like, they were still creating chances. They, in the first half, they just didn't score them. I didn't really create a lot until the second half, and it always, like, it looks the same to me when they're shooting right at the supporter section. I mean, AJ, we sit on the same side. Like, you kind of see it from the same angle that I do. Like, I feel like every time in the second half when they're shooting at us, the urgency is there. Like, the passing is a little bit better. Like, the urgency of runs is a little bit more there. And then in the first half, you kind of see, like, okay, we're going to, like, play it out here. And then if it's not going to work, we're going to play it back to the back, and we're going to, like, keep the ball. And it doesn't always work. And then the urgency, like, gets there in the second half. I just don't see that urgency with Alexi on the field, like, really at all in midfield. Like, and he's a class player. He does a lot of things super well. I just don't think he fits what this team's strengths will end up being when they're good.
Yeah, and it's also, I think, a fact of where he is unwilling to play that through ball. It's on, and he just is reticent. Like, the whole stadium could be shouting, he's not going to play it. It's just
runners for Alexi.
Yeah, right. And it's wild because I count probably at least 3 or 4 times where he could have played the ball earlier, decided not to, decided to play a little bit out wide instead of behind, and that was ever so frustrating. And yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with the sentiment that Moranchuk, he's on some borrowed time a little bit. He has to really start to gel with these other players, or what's the point? I mean, you're at the 10, and your job is to create chances. And if they're making the runs and you're not giving it to them, I mean, that's why Miggy was moved to the 10. I mean, he was playing it faster, and on the left, he had some chemistry with Amador. There was, I think, some quick interchange, some combo play that moved us up the pitch pretty well. But, I mean,
I think his natural foot was helping him there too a little bit. I don't know why we haven't seen that before, but him being on his natural foot, I think, was a big deal. Yeah.
And so it's that. Yeah, it's pretty much. Oh yeah, go ahead, Drew.
I was gonna say, finally, us seeing this formation was kind of nice. Seeing Saba on his preferred side, Miggy on the other side, I liked it. It was working. There was actually a lot of danger coming out of our wings, which sometimes throughout the season it hasn't. That's been our Achilles heel. It's just killed us when it's gone to the wings. Now we look like we can create on either side, and that's especially coming from Miggy and Amador. That side looks dangerous and was creating chances all game. And if that partnership continues, I think that will be a fruitful one.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like the wings anyway were playing a lot faster because the natural foot, there's less thinking. It's really just kind of impulse. It's, instincts. And at that point, yeah, it really is just feed TRA, and he's going to try to create some chances in the box. And I mean, yeah, he couldn't put the ball in the back of the net, but Nick, you weren't here for that earlier. How'd you find Tiara's game today?
Oh, I think we saw why he's the backup today in a bad way.
Exactly what I said.
Right. And I think last week we saw why he's the backup in a good way.
Yeah,
he's gonna He's going to hit his couple. He's going to get his chances. Whether or not they fall is what it is.
Right. And
so
my question for you guys.
Okay, so would y'all bring him?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. So my question for you guys on TRA is because we mentioned this on the podcast this week was that do we need to be spending $700K on TRA? Should we try to kind of recoup some of that GAM and maybe spread it to another position that's maybe we don't need to spend $700K on a striker? Yes, this has been super helpful in the absence of Latte Lat being productive, really being healthy at all this season, but are those resources better allocated next season? Because I mean, I think TRA has some value, and especially around the league, he's scoring in this league. I think other teams could use it probably, and we could probably still find another player that can do a little bit of the job, maybe not to as many goals, but hopefully Latte Lat, can actually rebound and actually score goals next season. But whoever wants to go first.
I was gonna say, I'll go first. I think it wouldn't be a bad idea to move on from him. We have another guy that can't get a look, but every time he steps on the field, it looks like he is dangerous, and that's Togayashi. If Tiare leaves, we do have somebody that can step into that role. Maybe we pick up, instead of a second, we find a third striker that can, if need be, in emergency, he can play. But I think reallocating some of that money to our depth would be probably for the best, honestly.
Especially with the rest that hopefully Latte Lat will be getting. Hopefully it is the case. But Nick, what are your thoughts on TRA?
It's kind of weird to spend TAM money on a backup striker. I know not a lot of teams do that, but we were so thin at backup striker for our entire team's existence until he showed up. I mean, you had Kubo Torres, you had your Jackson Conways, your Adam Johns, Brandon Vasquez, sure, but he never got a look because that was when Joseph was at his peak. And Brandon Vasquez is not a backup striker in this league, like we know that now. But when he was coming up, that's fine. But I honestly, like with Brooks Lennon coming off the salary cap and the keepers, like Guzan and Cohen both might not be back. Guzan and Cohen together equal close to what TRA makes. I could see it going either way, because I think I would not touch the striker core right now. Like Togashi is awesome for a third guy. Haven't had that before either. You're right. You hope that Latte Lat scores more than 7 goals next year. I mean, for sure, but hopefully doubles or triples that and is available a little bit more with an off season. But it's just nice to know that you have that insurance policy there. If they need the room for something else, then I think that's fine. If they decide to go a different direction, if they keep him, I'm not going to be the one complaining about it either.
Yeah, and I think maybe my just selfish hope is that maybe there's some variance in the striker core. Maybe some players that can play other positions versus just only striker, and that.
Well, and to that point, Leo Afonso has played 3-4 games at striker for the twos and scored a couple times. So I mean, if they think that he could do that job, maybe they do like what Drew said and move Togashi up to 2 and Afonso, keep him to be kind of the depth piece all around the front line. So maybe that's a solution.
Maybe we
haven't seen him with the first team, so we don't know. But
yeah, and that's the big question is, are these players ready for MLS? We want to be a contending side. We don't want to just be, just in the doldrums. So yeah,
exactly.
It's okay. We can give people. It's kind of odd, though, that Afonso hasn't really gotten a look at all, even in a meaningless game like tonight. Yes, maybe Brennan has earned those minutes, so yeah, it's kind of difficult maybe to see where that might be coming from. But yeah, it's a little bit difficult, I think, for him to even just get his debut. I think he's played a little bit, but I mean, in this meaningless game, I think you kind of want to see what you have. But it's tough.
that's something that I want to see is finishing out this season. We need to take a look at what we got, and if that means some of the kids coming in for sub appearances, Leo Alfonso, someone like that. I think that's what we're gonna need to look at right now.
Even Cooper Sanchez maybe a little bit, at this
Cooper
level.
Sanchez, Chong Kui, some more minutes, honestly.
And on that note, like, why was Tristan Mayumba playing left wing? Like, if you're gonna put it in a midfielder, you could have put Sanchez in instead of him. Like, you could have had Afonso in there. You could have put Togashi over there.
Yeah, I think it was
just left Alexi on.
I think it was for an extra body in midfield because it was also like Moranchuk looked sluggish. He looked like a player that's
he looked a little sluggish.
Right. He looked like a player that was just maybe half a touch off where the game was faster than he was able to operate, able to process it, and unfortunately, like I think he probably should have been taken off sooner. Unfortunately, but
did you see when he went off? What someone said in the Discord? Did you see this?
No.
That he was like when he saw his number up on the sign, he went, "Oh, fuck off!" Like on the and the camera caught it. Yeah. Was that real?
I didn't see it.
The Discord was saying that was real. I mean, if that was real, like get at us and tell us in the comments.
I was gonna say, like when I saw Muyumbo coming on, I was like, "What are we doing? We're at the back half. We've already been eliminated. Why not just go for it? Throw on another striker. Throw on another winger. Push somebody to the center and just." Go for it.
Or anybody who will be on this team next year, like not just against him for that reason. Like
exactly. If it burns us, oh well, we're already eliminated. At least we went for it. That was my frustration, is because you saw him come on, and I was like, why? That doesn't help us try to win this. We are putting them under pressure. We have a chance to get a winner here. Just go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is a perplexing thing for sure. The subs aren't always perfect, as we know from Dyla, and I mean, I think maybe the positive. I think he was trying to probably still save his job a bit, and so a draw against the West leading San Diego looks decent. So there is a bit of that. He has mentioned that he wants to coach here next year, which, in that respect, is good.
I will too, to be fair.
Right. Because the money's pretty good, I'm sure, and but it is also it's like if he gets fired, he gets the money anyway. So there's not really a big consequence per se. But I think he's saying the right things as far as any implication on this match on Dyla. Yeah, like anything that helps, hurts. We can go with Nick first.
I was good. I'll go Nick.
Drew. Yeah, go ahead.
No, Drew, go ahead. I was pointing at you. Sorry.
Okay.
That's a good job. There we go.
I think he did a good job, honestly. I know the first half was a lot more boring, but the first half we did probably the best thing we could have done for our team specifically. We got our feet under us. We played very compact defensive, and that was a tactic. You could see how we set up and how compact we were. That was a planned thing. They didn't know how to cope, and that was a tactic that we used, and that's on Ronnie. That's round of applause. That's good to see him adapting to another team's game plan and just shutting them out like that. Second half, we adapted again and took the game to them, which again, round of applause for Ronnie. That is what we are looking to see from this team. We know the talent's there. They just got to show it.
And they did not concede in the 45th to 60th minute in this match, which is a very welcome change.
That's gotten better.
Yeah,
well, it has gotten better.
Not a lot better. I wonder if that's a personnel related thing.
It likely is. I would definitely.
It's going to be at least in part a personnel thing.
Yeah, because
So, I mean,
and also Barakal
yeah.
instead of Mihai in this one.
Yes.
Did he
It
make?
was fine.
Yeah, did he make a huge difference to you guys?
It was nice to see him get a start. I think we're going to see a lot of mixing and matching at center back the last couple matches where two of them get 90 and one doesn't really come in unless they're trying to do the back three thing. But we'd only seen him in sub appearances. Like everyone was kind of harping on that one terrible appearance in Colorado, the one where we were on this till 2 a.m. You know, that was fun.
Yep.
But like, you know, as you can see like why they bought him. I mean, he looked okay on the ball. I mean, he's faster, I think, than Mihai. Like when they were defending on our goal on our side, AJ, like I thought that him and Gregerson both were getting back, and maybe they weren't drawing the line of confrontation so high. They were doing a good job of paying attention to where, you know, Chucky Lozano and Andres Dreyer were and their two striker setup kind of, and then like getting like not like you're not getting in behind us. Like that is the one thing you're not going to do. And when you've got two MVP candidates against you, like I think it's a really good thing to see out of Barakal there. And we'll come back to Barakal in a second. On Ronnie, I do want to say I agree with everything Drew said about the defensive setup. Like all of that is spot on. And even though it's a 1-1 draw, like San Diego scored on their first shot of the game.
Yeah.
And we also had one in the net on our first shot of the game. Like that doesn't end up counting because it gets waved off. But even at the end of the game, 17 shots to 7, Atlanta was 17. Shots on goal 6-5 Atlanta. Blocked shots 6, Atlanta 0 San Diego. And then corners were 4-4, total crosses 5-5. Offsides was 7-3 Atlanta. And expected goals was 2.6 Atlanta to 1.4 San Diego. I mean, you take out the 0.75 or whatever for the PK, so like just under 2 to around 1.4 for San Diego. That means you got the game plan right, and they just didn't fall for you. I think it's good. I mean, I think that's what we wanted to see after last week.
Right, and I think the game state definitely played a different part in this match where, yeah, that goal notwithstanding from San Diego, they pretty much didn't really create anything, and that was from an error that was pretty much self-inflicted.
Yeah.
So as far as, you know, the XG goes, like if we don't make that error, it pretty much, we very much nullified their strengths with not only, I feel like, you know, Stian Gregerson, like that's just like how great is he with really pretty much shutting out anybody that's trying to run in behind. I mean, it's just insane. But yeah.
Okay, can we talk about Gregerson this game?
Yeah.
Please.
He had a performance of the year this game. If you watch some of the times he decides he's just going to take it out of the back, he is deceptively dangerous with his touches too. That guy can move, and he has actually really great ball control. He had like 2 or 3 times he steps out of the back, carries it to like right outside their box, and then lays off a perfect pass, and it leads to a chance. I'm pretty sure he was the one that laid off the pass to Tiare for the pen. And that shows confidence in if he can stay healthy. He's a center back of the year candidate with performances like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's that.
So Drew, should we or should we not move him to midfield so we could do that more often?
Having him at midfield would be terrifying. He is a giant.
Yeah, it'd be terrifying, but
he has to run more, so there's no injury risk there. But
yeah, but his touch, probably isn't good enough for
footing, but
midfield. But it is this though, right?
Fine.
It's those walkabouts, a la LGP, a la, you know, some of the best ball playing center backs in the world. When they, you know, notice that there's space to be taken and the defense is giving it to them, that's exactly what we haven't been doing with most of our center backs all season. And he seems like the only one that could do that. I mean, Juan Barakal maybe might actually. I fear this is that maybe they have some similarities, maybe too many similarities, because if they're both so aggressive, which I mean, I think we need to see more of Barakal, but I think we've seen that he's willing to take a shot from distance. He's, you know, definitely an aggressive center back. I think we do need that balance, that yin and yang. But what do you guys think, Nick?
I wonder if it's a bad thing if they are so similar, because you know, one of the things that was killing us when Gregerson was out was we had nobody, like we couldn't draw a high line because Williams couldn't handle it physically and Abram couldn't handle it in other way. Like he was just bad, I guess. And you know, the other guys were kids. And so like I think with Mihai, he's great on the ball. Like we've seen him play those really good balls from the back, but he doesn't run as fast as Gregerson. And maybe Barakal being of a similar mold is going to be a good thing, because then if Gregerson ever can't go, you still have those two quality center backs, and Barakal can do the kind of thing from the left side rather than the right side. I think that's the side that Gregerson prefers, and maybe that's not a bad thing. Maybe it's fine. Maybe Barakal is that third center back, like your first guy off the bench or your rotational guy, but it's probably good to have someone as your backup that's more like your starter, because that didn't end up being the case for quite a while there.
Yeah, and if that's our three center backs and we can kind of rotate throughout the year, that means less chances for Gregerson to get hurt. That kind of limits some of his minutes, kind of gives him a chance to rest. And if Barakal is able to kind of be a Stian 2.0 from the other side and isn't afraid to carry the ball like that, that's perfect for us. That means we can continue to play a certain style, and that benefits us. That benefited us today to have that extra body kind of bombing forward in counters and kind of being a weapon. That's a weapon that teams aren't really used to in MLS, from what I've seen. They aren't used to a center back being able to make those runs forward and play good balls like that. And if we got to use whatever we have at our advantage at this point, we have to be better.
Yeah, I think
if you go ahead, AJ.
Yeah, so the one thing is that he's on loan right now, right? So yeah, he will cost his actual Barakal, and so he will cost his actual salary, his, you know, and if there is a making the move permanent as well, how much is that going to, you know, be as a salary hit? And so yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense that Dyla is trying to see what he has with his toys, so that, okay, yeah, you know, do we want to spend this money? Do we want to make this a permanent move? And so, yeah, I mean, I think with some of the other players moving on, I think it'll probably offset each other. But yeah, hopefully it's not too much. We don't know. Like, it's really not, really, you know, advertised. It's not announced usually, but I
did find out from the salary, or not, the roster designations release from yesterday, that if they purchase him next summer, it'll be through the 2029 season, which is the same length of contract as Mihai and 1 year longer than Gregerson. Yeah, but so, I don't like you're saying, we don't know transfer fee, we don't know what the salary would look like. I think he's listed as TAM, so I assume would end up being that, but we do know it would be through 2029, and he is currently on TAM through at least June of next year.
So yeah, I mean, it's not going to be. I don't think any of these guys are going to be DPs. Not at probably their age.
No, they shouldn't be.
You know, as far as talent level either. I mean, it's just, it would be a little foolhardy for us to do that. But yeah, and you know, as far as we have to talk about Atlutd then. I mean, it's another et tu Brutus situation. Just it's contagious. It feels like Julius Caesar is probably rolling in his grave, as far as, you know, just as far as like Atlanta United Julius Caesar, you know. But just what is it about us that we just cannot stamp out these type of errors? I don't know who wants to talk about it.
Okay, I got to start with this. Apple TV, what the fuck are you doing? For those of you that weren't at the game or that were watching at home, you missed this goal.
Oh.
Because they were in a replay of a previous play, and they cut back, and the other team is celebrating, and that's
the San Diego goal.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean,
so
Apple TV is just always trying to be artsy, and it's just frustrating. I get it, man.
They're much more about how they look than how they are.
I was like, wait, what just happened? And I see the balls in the back of the net. I'm like, okay. But I caught the replay, and really not a great pass decision off the free kick.
Yeah.
But Atlutd definitely does not do himself any justice there, and he got caught in two minds, and instead of just getting rid of it, he decided to take one extra touch, and it cost him. And unfortunately, that's the sort of decision making that needs to be cleaned up in this team, because it happens so consistently at this point that it's a major problem.
Yeah, and I'm not sure I really blame Atlutd that much. It's yes, the touch is horrendous, but the ball back to him is just not the right ball. It's like, why are you putting your players under pressure like that near and around the box? Like
who played that ball to him? Do you remember?
I can't
remember off the top of my head.
But yeah,
Was it Hernandez?
It might have been. Yeah, I think they were kind of.
I mean, if it was coming from the right side, it was either probably him or
Gregerson.
Or, it probably was Gregerson.
Or maybe Moranchuk, but I mean, yeah, either one, somebody in that area. But yeah, we'll have to rewatch it. I haven't been able to see the replays yet, but either way, not the right ball. And so yeah, not all the fault goes on Atlutd, but there's just, you need to sense the danger. If they're on top of you, there were two guys right next to Atlutd as well. Why would you give him the ball? Like, it's just inexplicable. But
I wonder if it's an instruction from the coaching staff, like, hey, we gotta build through midfield more. We gotta do something. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's something else. But I wonder if it was, hey, we're gonna try to get Steven on the ball more.
It was Ronald.
It was Ronald.
It was Ronald. You just want okay.
Yeah.
And so yeah,
I wonder if that was an instruction.
I hope
he was following instructions rather than maybe doing what he should have done instinctually. I don't know.
Yeah. Because there is a bit of that. Yeah, players, they start to overthink when there's instruction in their head and it's replaying probably, and in that moment where you're like, oh, I should probably just get rid of this. Oh no, wait, coach said to give it to Atlutd more. It's like, I don't know. I hope not. I definitely hope not. But
looking at it right now is, I was gonna say, looking at it right now, it's definitely the wrong pass. You can see Shan behind, dropped back farther, and if he plays that ball, you have Hibbert or Amador on the far side that are completely unmarked. Yeah, if Hernandez plays the ball to Shan instead, you escape all the pressure, but he plays it right into the pressure. He's got three guys around him, and Atlutd has basically nothing he can do at that point except boot it away, and unfortunately took one more touch and they closed down too quick.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And
okay.
That
sounds about right based on what
Yeah, and it's just that moment that we just can't escape every single match, unfortunately. And where I think next year, if we have, calmer players on the ball, this doesn't happen. And essentially, yes, game state is very real here, but this goal doesn't happen. And I think it actually makes Dyla look better, because as far as the game plan goes, like, his game plan was not, hey, Ronald Hernandez, pass it to Atlutd near and around the box with pressure on him. Like, yeah, very unlikely. But there's a comment here in our chat that I think is very, very interesting, and we should get into it. But Omar S says, Juan, Enya, Stian are too good to sit on the bench. Got to play 3-back system, which I think will be fine once we have Bart, and Steven in the midfield. Saba is the odd man out in that case, though. Before you guys answer, I think what precludes us from having 3 good center backs? Why can't we have 3 good center backs? Why can't one of them sit on the bench and we have depth? It's a good thing, in my opinion. But go ahead.
As a Spurs fan right now, after our summer transfer window, where we lost Sonny, someone to LA World who might be here for the next 10 years, Javi Simmons from Red Bulls. We got a third striker, which is crazy. We've never had more than one before. We got a defensive midfielder, like a pure 6, and that got Joao Paulinho from Bayern, and that guy's just the best. And then we got Kudus from West Ham to play on the other wing, which we didn't need another winger, but we just got him because he was available. And today, we at Brighton, we got a 2-2 draw, which is a fine result to get at Brighton. I mean, for someone who finished 17th last year.
Nick, enough about the Spurs.
I know. It's only partially the told to you. I promise. I have a point here.
All right.
But in Champions League, they started a fine lineup on Wednesday, and then today they rotated 5 players out and started a fine lineup today. And we have not had that at Spurs 8 years. We haven't had that at Atlanta in years.
Exactly.
And for us to be able to sit Mihai down for a game and say, hey, we're going to look at Juan today and just give him his first start and see how it goes. And then we look like Sleeves wasn't available last week. So Moyumba and Riley and Sanchez, Riley got injured, but then Sanchez got his minutes too in that one spot. Like, that's what we're trying to do.
Yep.
I think it's great. It's harder to do in MLS, obviously, because of the salary cap. But I think it's absolutely okay to have players on the bench that you want to bring into games. Now, what I will say is, if you're going to do that wingback setup, Saba's not the odd man out, because he played wingback earlier in the year when Lennon was hurt, and he was good. So probably if you're playing Barakal, Mihai, Gregerson, like probably Hernandez is then the odd one out, because he's not a wingback. He's not a center back. Like he is very much a fullback on either side. So you're probably getting Saba on the field in the wingback spot, Saba or Lennon, I guess, but we would all probably prefer Saba if that's our choice. And I that would be my only pushback to what you're saying. Like, I would be okay with a 3-back system. I mean, it got us some goals against Columbus last week once we matched their shape. But I think the other thing where it would be interesting to relate Atlanta to Spurs is, I think what happened over the course of the season was Ronnie got sick of trying to find something that makes the players work, and he said, this is plan A and this is what we're doing, and if you don't fit, you're going to go and you're not going to play. I think Spurs having a manager that will change based on what oppositions are doing is helping us a lot, because we've lost 1 game out of 7 this year, and that's not been the case in years past, especially when we came from such a manager in Ange Postecoglou that was very tactically rigid, and he was like, we're going to put square pegs in round holes and what we're going to do. And I think whether this ends up being Ronnie or not next year, having a manager that will shift things around to better fit. Like, we don't need to concede 5 goals against Columbus to know that we should have just mirrored their shape, because they can't deal with it. Like, we had like, they're not as great as they've been in the past this year. We could have just looked at the tape and been like, oh, they're 6th in the East instead of 1st or 2nd this year. Like, we should just mirror their shape and try to make it hard on them for a game. It doesn't matter that it's at home. Like, I get it. Like, we want to win our home games, sure, but at a certain point, like, you need to also try to nullify the opposite. Like, there's a balance to strike there.
Yeah.
And I think Spurs are doing a great job of that this year, and I want Atlanta United to take notes.
Yeah.
That's why
I was going to say.
I'm done with Spurs, I promise.
let me get in there. That's exactly what I was thinking, is 3-back system isn't going to be a bad thing. Using 3-backs, it should be something we look into. It shouldn't be our first option, though. And I do not think Saba is the odd man out. We saw last year in the playoffs versus Miami. 3-back system. Saba was our wingback. He had a field day in Miami against Miami.
He scored
exactly. And even during the regular season, I'm pretty sure we played a 3-back with Cohen. That one, we went out there and I think beat them 3-1. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And he ran riot down that side as a wingback. He fits in that. He's a very good defensive when he needs to be. He plays a good defensive game in a wingback system if he needs to.
Run for days.
Exactly. But it's not a bad thing to be able to have 3 center backs. Yes, if we have a game where we need to tactically set up with a 3-back system, we can do it. That's something we can have in our back pocket. But if we don't need to, we have another one on the bench in case something happens. That's something we haven't been able to do in a long time. That's really good to have. The fact that we have depth is something we have been looking for so long.
Now, what I'll say is, if you're gonna think that the 3-back system is an option for next year, there cannot be only 3 center backs on the senior roster. There needs to be like, you gotta get Noah Cobb back from Colorado. You gotta get somebody else in there, like some vet minimum guy. Somebody gotta get somebody in there. But
it's horses for horses.
That's the only,
it's that where
we have somebody on the bench.
Yeah, and with Omar saying it got us an MLS Cup. Yes, I think in the situation where we played it to the opposition that we were facing, and with New York Red Bulls, it absolutely had to be where we had to stymie them, pretty much with not only 2 strikers up top, but pretty much with the 5 back, in order for us to basically, when we got pressed, we were able to lump it forward and pretty much bypass our midfield as much as we needed to, in order to not get pretty much, just trampled on at the back, where it very much, those were the issues that we had. But that was that match, and that was, the MLS Cup final. That's not every single match. And if we want to be...
It was also after we blew the shield.
Exactly. If we want to be that team that also wants to play on the ball, I'm not so sure that, it's always a 3-man at the back. Again, it's horses for courses. You want to have that depth. And, Drew, you should probably just go ahead and start drinking every single time that Nick starts talking about Spurs, and I started talking about Arsenal, because, I was like,
I got to go find my Hamburg jersey. They finally won.
Yeah. And, I think you would absolutely get sloshy, I am sure, by every single time either of us talks about our teams. But
did Arsenal play today?
No, we haven't yet. Tomorrow, but Man City.
Tomorrow, okay.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. Who do you have?
Man City.
Oh,
yeah.
Man City. Oh boy, that's gonna be a good one. I'm gonna have to watch that.
Oh yeah, at home. But so as far as Arsenal goes too, it's exactly that. We have pretty much a second starting 11 finally, and after last season where we really were going through the roughest stretch, where we were playing teenagers, or we had 5 left backs in the squad. And that's just...
So Mikel Arteta did finally figure out he could spend money on something that's not a defender.
Well, it's not Arteta, because it's pretty much the Cronkies, where, I mean, we needed those left backs, unfortunately, as far as, Tierney was out.
So, Tim Bear was out, and Pagliori wasn't there. Yeah.
Anyway, this is not the Prem podcast. This is about LA United.
I was gonna say, I did my shot. We're good.
Yeah, exactly. So, but that bit is where, in a very small way, carrying it over to MLS. Yes, you can have good players on the bench, and I think the difficulty, obviously, is keeping them. I mean, look at our 2019 roster. We loaded up with depth. We had Pogba at the back as well. We had Miles Robinson, who had staked his claim as one of the the starting center backs, and Michael Parkhurst as depth. I mean, it's just, that's how you can
Justin Miram didn't make it off the bench in the conference final that year that we lost. Justin Miram didn't get in the field that day. He's great, or he was. But,
he was great for us at left wing back, and that's the the depth that you need. I mean, look at our 2018 season where, okay, yes, we had a lot of Gam and Tam from being in an expansion side, but, you know, Ezekiel Barco pretty much coming off on the bench. I mean, you know, also Tito Villalba.
Eric Rometti brought in halfway through.
Yeah, exactly. And, you
This is another
know,
one.
so many
Yeah,
of these things
exactly.
where, like, if MLS loosens up the purse strings, I mean, the teams that actually want to spend the money, we are that team. We will do it. And it's just a matter of, can we keep our guys healthy? That's been one of the major things. And yeah, if we have that depth behind them, like a Baracol beneath a Stian Gregerson, I think we don't see this type of year that completely, probably, maybe not completely, but I think a wildly different season where we're probably at
Like
least mid-table.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not
Yeah.
Louisa Brom, not you know, Williams.
Eric Williams.
Not Mateus Clegg.
Yeah.
Not Derek Williams.
Yeah. I mean, even
Not Brooks Lennon. Like
even with the kids. I mean, even with you know, Morales, even with Cobb, it's like, yes, you know, these guys have a lot of promise, but yes, they still have some errors in them because they're figuring it out. They need experience. And yeah, if they were actually truly the fourth and fifth options, I think, yeah, and you know, Baracol is there in the beginning. He's the guy that is the first man off the bench. Oh man, I think we are not as sad. it's just it's grim, you know, now, but I think there are some real things that we can look forward to next season. That's Sunshine Pumper, all right, and that's giving me a lot of hope. But I don't know about you guys. Like, is beyond the error today, were there other things that gave you guys
I got
some
one.
hope? Good.
I got one, and I was thinking about this during the match and after the match. If you missed 5 takes on the 5 stripes last week, I was on there, and we were debating about Alexi versus Miggy, and I was taking Miggy's side on that one because I think for me, my positive, I think I've seen, like I said earlier, 50 games, 55 games of data that tells me Moranchik isn't it. And while I haven't seen 55 games of Miggy 2.0, like in his 30s at the 10, he was great last week. Like, they could have had 3-4 goals off of what he created, and they just didn't. Like, Tiara hits the board, Saba misses wide. Like, I get it. Today, he was good again. And it was, I get it was on the left wing, but he was cutting in a lot, and he wasn't really filling that gap out there. I think he can still give us, and I'm saying that based on the last couple weeks. I know his last couple goals have been PKs, but he's up to 7 assists on the year now. In 2017, he had 8.
Mm-hmm.
He is kind of up to the chance creation numbers in his first season here from his first go around.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I've seen 50 games in a playoff series of Moranchuk not doing it for me. It's not that I think Miggy is going to be great for 50 games. I need to see him not be good before I believe he won't be in the middle. And I think his chance creation numbers today, his chance creation numbers last week, and his play with Paraguay, you know, when they qualified for the World Cup a couple weeks ago during the international break, I think that is giving me a lot of optimism that him and Latte Lath can form a partnership next year and lean into more transition ball type stuff. I think that's going to help, because I don't think we need to sit there and play possession ball all the time. I think we've seen that doesn't work too. So I think that's my positive to take away. I think Miggy is going to be okay.
Yeah, I mean, we currently don't have the technicians, I think, to, you know, play that really, really good possession ball. So yeah, I think the humility from Dyla today, realizing, yes, 13th versus first place in the West. Yeah, you have to figure out another way to play. If you try to, you know, match them blow for blow, you're gonna get knocked out. And that's exactly what happened last week. And plus, you know, Nazi knows how to play us at this point. He knows how to adjust.
Oh yeah.
And
dude, he is the best.
Yeah, it's I still rue it that we didn't go for him when we had Pineda. But either way, Drew, any thoughts on, you know, positives?
I was gonna say, we'll start with Nick's point. I'm kind of turning to that point of I love Alexi. I was gonna say I love Alexi so much. He is, for me, his style of play is something that I gravitate to. But for this team, I do not think he is the man for it. And it kills me at that point to say, but unfortunately, it's been a season and a half basically of seeing what he can do, and it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
I do think another negative that we did see today is we still don't have the perfect balance in midfield. I think Atlutd and
Are we still connected? Maybe.
Yeah.
Hello?
I think we are.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I got a message from OBS
Yeah.
saying disconnected, and then now we're reconnected. But either way, we don't have Nick right now for whatever reason. Hopefully he's
He said
okay.
BRB real quick.
Okay, cool. But it is that. It's okay. If it's not Schleich and Atlutd, maybe we find the player that can actually play with either of them that we want to play with. And so again, it's not that each player has to be the perfect balance. Yeah, go ahead.
I think we have him. He's just injured. Jay Fortune.
And
Jay Fortune has always been that guy that you're just waiting until he has that breakout year. And this year looked like it. He started stepping up in a lot of games and playing really well. Unfortunately, he got injured at the worst time, and we've kind of forgotten about him, unfortunately.
It's a great point. It's he's that really athletic, that engine room that will run the entire match for you. Schleich is a player that will run the entire match as well, but I think there's a difference in not only the pace, I think a little bit of on-the-ball ability as well, more so than Schleich with Fortune. So yeah, that does offer something different. I think yes, okay, Atlutd, we don't know quite yet as far as everything that he can bring, but I'm of the ilk we need more goals from midfield. And I mean, yeah, those three probably have some goals in them, maybe one, maybe if we're lucky two from each of them, but we need some like maybe 5-7 goals from midfield in order to balance out this. And I don't know if we're going to get at this in it's difficult, obviously, but yeah, if we can get a goal scorer from the midfield, it just takes the pressure off of everybody else as well, because it's just goals are at a premium for us in most matches unless we concede 5. But Brian,
on that note, let me ask you a question before we go. If you're thinking about your midfielders contributing a bit more, how interested are you in a midfield 3, like a 4-3-3 rather than a straight up 4-2-3-1 with a 10? Because you have 3 midfielders that could do that. You got Fortune, you got Atlutd, you got Schleich. I mean, those 3 guys are probably getting the majority of your midfield minutes next year. Even if they bring in somebody else, it's probably to be behind those 3 guys. I mean, Jay will come back from his injury and all that, and they'll work him back in slowly, I'm sure, to be careful with him. But and then you get Latte Lath, and then maybe you pinch Miggy in on one of the wings, because that's what he did at Newcastle and had a couple good seasons doing. And then you get another, maybe you dump Moranchuk and get another DP winger who's good at that thing. And then you have your dual 8s and your single 6, like Arsenal would do, or like Liverpool does, or like that. I mean, is that something that you think could work? Oh, he's Drew's basically saying no.
Drink.
He mentioned it.
I'm so sorry.
Exactly.
But
I don't think
that's one of the best teams in the world too, but
yeah.
I don't know if that's an MLS thing. I think MLS is a very 10 heavy league. I don't know if that would work here.
And that's a difficulty.
God,
yeah,
he
exactly. He is about to pretty much just not make it to the end of this. But as far as I think MLS, it's so difficult, I think, to have two-way players for every single position. And The difficulty I think for us is that, okay, yes, Will Riley, will be one of the backups, and I mean, to have that kind of
Yeah, for
player
sure.
is fantastic. We'll have to. I mean, Muyumba, unlikely. I think he will get a new contract with us. We'll have to bring in somebody else. I mean,
You're
basically,
gonna bring Muyumba back?
Please no.
I don't think we should. I really don't think we should.
No.
I don't think I'm bringing Muyumba back.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is that
I think he's gonna get bought out. To be honest, if I had to guess right now.
Yeah.
Anyways, we can go over that later.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, if you have 5, okay, maybe you can make it through the season playing 4-3-3 with 2 roving 8s, but I don't think so. that's
You have
that's
to
a
bring
kill.
someone else in, and then
Yeah.
that's like you're saying earlier with TRA, like where are you allocating your TAM spots, your
Exactly.
allocation money,
Yeah.
your
Mhm.
you have to do a real rethink.
Right.
So,
And
yeah.
you really have to figure
Good
out
one to know.
what your system is. And, with that system, okay, yep, you can maybe try to figure out from there what players you need to fit that system. Because at this point, like, this is that open off season. This is the turning point for Dyla. If he is to stay, which players do you bring in? What system are you trying to play? Are you trying to play with a fullback that is, bombing forward on the right? Are you trying to have one of them stay? Are both bombing forward? So is it more of a 4-2-3-1 where, okay, the center, defensive central midfielder is staying back, creating that 3, so that we at least have 3 players back, maybe 4 with a box at some point, hopefully, with one of those
Right.
players. But that's the difficulty is, can you do that in MLS? I'm not so sure. And that's why, to your point, with the, more number 10s in this league, because, yeah, you can afford to pretty much not, again, have 2-way players for every single position. Because in the Prem,
Those 10s can usually just take over the league too, or take over a game and be your individual guys. Like,
Exactly.
just because we don't have that doesn't mean other teams don't have that.
Yes, exactly. And yes, there are a lot of other teams that have that, but not every team does have that. But if you look in the Prem, if you look in La Liga, yeah, it's, there's some incredible rosters.
That doesn't count. Don't worry.
Yeah. But, yeah, not yet. I didn't say it.
I started sweating.
I know.
I heard Premier League and started sweating.
Yeah. But, yeah, so there's a comment here, and we're going to probably end in about 10 minutes here. But Brian Baird says,
That's great. I haven't had dinner.
yeah, this season was summed up when we thought the ball went out of bounds instead of last-minute attack for the win. Amador picked up the ball for a handball.
Yeah. That one hurt.
Yeah. And
Okay, I have one off-topic thing here that relates to Atlanta United.
Okay.
Is it about the EPL?
No, it's MLS.
Good.
How the fuck is Daniel Rios getting as many minutes as he is?
Oh, he's been good.
Because he has been good, yeah.
What the?
He's
What
been
the?
excellent.
And
Fuck.
yeah, he was pretty good for us. I mean, this is the thing. Yeah, I think there was maybe a couple years where it was kind of grim behind Joseph. But, I mean, we've had Dom Dwyer, who scored some goals for us from striker.
Yeah, he was fine.
Yeah, it was, I mean, Daniel Rios, decent. Ronald Cisneros also.
Last year, from the day that GG left, Tiare and Rios, if you would combine them into one person, would have led the league in goals.
It could have
for
been
one striker.
Yeah, exactly. Because Rios is pretty
He scored
decent.
17 goals after
Yeah.
GG left.
Right. At, pretty much at striker where he can be
mean,
that
it's
target
easy.
forward. He can hold up the ball a little bit. Rios is decent at it. And, yeah, you can't play
Decent.
White every single match. So, yeah, he's going, or every single minute of every single match. But, it's that. I mean, there's, I agree with you. Yeah, it's relevant.
I was just it was so frustrating watching him last year because you knew his quality was there, but he looked like he didn't give a fuck.
Drew, can I rock
At
your
all.
world real quick?
Go ahead.
So, last year, Saba led the team in goal contributions in all competitions.
that.
with 16. Daniel Rios was number 2 with 14.
Mhm.
He had like 10 goals and like 6 assists or something like that. Like something crazy. He didn't score in the playoffs because Tiare was healthy and that was the style they chose to play. But that man was good last year.
Yeah, exactly. And
he had like 14 or 16.
And we absolutely needed it because Yakumaki's pretty much hit the eject button on us.
Yeah.
And,
And then and then Rios played a lot of games like until TRA was healthy. And then like I said, like if you morph Rios and TRA into one person last year for their stats, like that was a DP.
And as far as their playing style, it's a complete striker. You have the hold up play. You have the guy who can run in behind.
Like you could just put him on whichever one you needed. Yeah.
Right. And you have the guy who can press really, really well. I mean, because TRA tonight, I mean, really, really made it difficult for them. And it was amazing.
Ran his ass off.
Exactly. And he gives you that at the very least every single match. And so, while I advocate maybe in the sense of, okay, maybe there is a allocation of money maybe that we could use better elsewhere, if we keep him, I'm good too. Because having that, if we can figure out how to make the roster still work and balance it, I'm not fussed. But if we're having issues like we are this year, those are questions I have to ask. It's a big question because it's like the rest of defense was very suspect. Going into the season with the defensive core that we did, did it bite us in the ass? But
probably.
Yeah. And so and then go ahead.
Last comment on Daniel Rios. You'll have my official proposal tomorrow in your inbox to turn this into a Vancouver Whitecaps podcast for the Discord or for the postseason.
Please no. Well, actually,
they play some great football, dude. They are awesome.
Thomas Muller.
If that coach walked in here next year, like we should just throw a parade in the street. Like that coach. Guys, Sorensen is just incredible. And nobody knew he was that, but anyways, sorry. That's my last joke of the day, I promise.
No, I mean, that's great. I think, so there's other people saying TRA greater than ELL.
Unless we decide to make Drew taking no shot.
Dyla 2026.
No.
Someone saying, Omar saying, I'm for keeping Dyla. Brian saying, Dyla can't coach his way out of a wet bag. It's divided here. It absolutely, he is someone that I think, some fans in some corners, they can't see what he's doing. And, you have people that maybe aren't fully bought in 100% on Dyla, but you can see that, it's this situation that we're in a really, really bad situation. If you are trying to find a new coach, which coach is going to want to try their hand at fixing this problem? I don't know. I don't know how many.
I think this is a things scenario. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I can't see you. I think this is a things could be two things scenario. I think Ronnie is a basic ass coach that plays a basic ass 4-2-3-1 with where the fullbacks will attack sometimes and the wingers will do their thing. And I think it's very what most of the world does in terms of a 4-2-3-1. I think he's supposed to, like, he's one of those coaches where if the roster was better set up, like if the DPs fit together and if the midfield had fit together and if we hadn't had one good center back at the start of the year, when we had been like 5th or 6th in the East, we'd been like, okay, good job, Ronnie. Like, great job, man. Even though he didn't like really do much. I just think he's not that special in that way. And that's not an argument for keeping him, and that's not an argument against keeping him. That's just what I think he is. I think whether or not we keep Ronnie is going to come down to who are they going to get instead. Because probably what's going to happen, unless they lose all the rest of their games, that is obviously a possibility. But if they don't lose all the rest of their games and maybe they win our last home game against DC, like they're probably not going to fire Ronnie that next Monday, and they're probably going to see what Jim Curtin does, and they're probably going to see what Tata Martino does, and they're probably going to see who else, like what random coach from a playoff team leaves their team randomly that we're not expecting at the moment, and then they're going to be like, okay, bye Ronnie, we're going to get this person like after all of that. Right. I just that's what my gut is telling me. I don't know that that's going to be the case. I don't know what I would do if it was my decision. If I did, I would become Chris Henderson. Like that would be who I am, but I'm not. So I don't know.
Yeah. And yeah, so that, and then we'll get to the a question that I think will be our last question before we end the
Great.
stream. But it's this. Okay, so if like it's basically yes, the whole you know how what percentage of impact can a coach make? You know, and in general cases, it's not very much. It's a lot roster dependent, and unless it's an otherworldly coach that has different ideas, that has proven it, that maybe hasn't proven it, but you see that they, you know, that difference that they can make actually, you know, but I promise you, we can find better coaches than Ronnie. 100 is same question: is it the coach or culture? Who wants to answer that first? I have my answer, but
I'll go
Drew, go
first. It's the culture. Unfortunately, it's the culture of this team. Yes, a coach can instill some of that culture and bring a culture and build a culture. But unfortunately, I think there was something wrong in the room. I think it's starting to get better, and I think what it came down to is a lack of leadership. I think there was a lot of stale voices in that dressing room. I think, and this is no hate to Guzan or anybody, but I think Lennon, Guzan, I think those were stale voices in that room, and it just wasn't working anymore when it's coming from them.
yeah,
Yeah.
And
On top
I
of that.
think, especially
Go ahead.
especially with what we saw with the inside, the dressing rooms from the last Inside the Stripes, seeing a player like Mihai kind of taking that leadership role and kind of being a vocal leader. If we have more players like that can be more vocal leaders and take more accountability, I think that changes the culture of this team. And I think it is starting to change, but it's not there yet.
And it's great points. It's this aspect of it for me that's okay. If you have you know, Lennon, Guzan, Ronald Hernandez as the leaders of the team, you have to be performing. If you're not performing, of course, the other players are not going to listen. It's like any industry that you're in. If you're following like a director on a set, well, if they've had 2 bombs at the box office, and you know you're on set, you're likely not wanting to listen as much to that director. You're questioning whether he has the ability to actually make a good movie. And, you know, in some senses here, there's just, you know, okay, you know, if Stan Gregerson is more vocal, if, you know, Mihai is more vocal, they're starting to produce. Schleich, you know, having really, really good games. Yeah, it's and Miggy always at least gives you complete defensive dedication, work rate. He's not going to give you a 5 out of 10 as far as, he's at least a 6 out of 10. You know that end of the pitch, he does his work. So, but Nick.
I'll add, I was thinking about this when you were answering. He was talking about Guzan especially. Like, when we were in the Miami series last year, when we were at the end of the season, like, Guzan was in the form of his life. And he was putting up instead of shutting up. Like, Dax McCarty, when he was here, like, Dax did not start every game. He started damn near all the important ones. And he gave the shift of his life for the 60 minutes he was out there until he got subbed off because he couldn't do it anymore. And he gave everything he had. And you got to find somebody, and like, yes, Miggy is the captain now, like, that's how it works because he's who he is. You've got to find 2 or 3 other guys to be within your, like, core group of 16, 17, 18 players that are going to go on the field and just, like, die for the badge. Because if you did not listen to Kevin Egan on Scarves and Spikes this week, he talked with Tyler, Sidney, and Tommy just about, like, the state of things. You know, Kevin was an Atlanta guy for 5-6 years. Like he loves this club. Like he does not hold back. And he was talking about like, yeah, like they should all be embarrassed. There is nobody on the team that would, besides a couple people, that would just like die for the shirt, like would die for that fan base every time they step out on the turf at the Benz. And like, if you've not listened to that, you should go listen to it. I won't spoil all of it, but it's a lot of that. And if we had some of those off the field aspects, or some of our like captains, leadership types had been performing, like as Drew said, Guzan has been benched. Lennon has been benched. Like Almiron has not, for that reason. Sleesh has played almost every minute this year, and he's had the armband when Guzan or Almiron did not. Like, to me, like that shows enough about those guys. Like, that's fine. You need 3 or 4 more of those guys who are just going to go out there and do that all the time, every time they play. And they don't have to play every game, but they got to play all the important ones.
Yeah, and
like Dax.
And that's a great point on Dax, on say, you know, Lorenowitz, on say Michael Parkhurst. These guys were on their last dance, pretty much. They wanted to win trophies, and they knew that this was their best damn chance to do it when they were on Atlanta United. And yeah, you know, it is absolutely those type of veterans that can put you over the top because they know the league. They absolutely realize, oh shit, I'm about to retire, and if I don't win a trophy, I'm gonna be pissed. So yeah, those are the players.
And what does it say about those guys that Tata and Carlos Bocanegra made the 2 white dudes the 2 captains on those teams, the 2 American dudes?
Yeah,
like they could have picked anybody to be the first captain of this team,
right?
And it was the 2 American dudes
because they knew the league.
They picked.
Yeah, I mean,
they knew the league, and they were the ones who were for the job. And like we haven't had someone for like that in a while that's been an outfield player like other than Dax. Like I don't like, I love Guzan. Like his signed shirt is up there for a reason. It's got to be somebody on the field.
Yeah, it has to be an outfield player.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, yeah, guys, you guys sent us some awesome questions as well, some good comments. We weren't able to read all of them, but yeah, we definitely have to go. Final thoughts, you know, just 20-30 seconds from each of you guys.
Go.
Who wants to go?
Great performance overall. Honestly, couldn't get the result, but if we get results or we play like that, we'll get the results.
Good job, center backs. Good job, Miggy. If those things are in place next year, we're not going to have this low of a floor that we have right now. And go Man City tomorrow. Take a shot, Drew.
Damn it!
Anyway, all right, guys. Well, yeah, I'll let you guys.
I'm kidding. Put that away. Put that away. Put that away. Don't die, please.
Yeah, it's like shot like 4 or 5 now, man. Woo! But guys, gentlemen, thank you so much as always. Pleasure, except when you talk about Spurs. But just kidding. But
Twice. There's 2 teams with double-digit points right now. We're one of them.
All right, guys. Well, yeah, have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you next time.
See you tomorrow. See you guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Night.
Good night. Good night. But yeah, guys, thank you guys for the chats, the comments in there. We've got to end it very, very soon here. So yes, you guys, please do the things that you need to do. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. And yes, I've been AJ. I will see you in the next video. Have a great rest of your night.